This is Luke 21:9. In your patience possess ye your souls. Okay, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Try to make this lesson quick, man, but we're going to title this lesson, We Have Eternity to Do Everything. Be patient, okay? And this is something that we have to keep in mind, man, as we out here dealing with these afflictions and these tribulations, all right? Because, you know, in Babylon, we're not meant to prosper, okay? We're not. And especially when you come into the truth, the Lord is really going to bring you, he's really going to have to bring you down low so that way he can build you up. Now, mind you, you got some brothers that's actually in this truth that, you know, they might be financially set, right? Even in Babylon, it is possible where a man of the Lord can be financially set. Now, he's not going to be wealthy, right, where he can afford a yacht more than likely. But, you know, he's good career. All right. Financially stable, as you would call it. But the thing about Babylon is you could be financially stable, but you'll just be catching hell in other areas. All right. Because you know what they say, more money means more problems. So either way, OK, the believers of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai are going through some type of affliction. All right. And sometimes these afflictions, man, all right, they can be overwhelming. And, you know, you'll catch yourself a lot of the times praying to the Lord to get the hell up out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's the correct spirit. That's the spirit you want to be in. That's why the Lord puts the afflictions on us in the first place. So that way we can continue to cry unto him to deliver us. Right. Because, this shit is whack, man. You know what I mean? It's terrible, man. You know what I mean? You can't really get no woman in her right mind. The government will use your kids against you. The food is tainted. All right. Everything is pretty much in disarray, man. OK. And, in Babylon, there's a lot of things that we might want. Right. That we never really got the chance to do. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, sometimes you could get caught up in that and, oh, man, I ain't got enough money. I ain't got this. I wish I had a woman. I wish I had this. But, you know, you got to keep in mind, man, we're getting ready to have everything we want, our heart's desires for all of eternity. You know what I'm saying? So that's worth waiting for, man. All right. Whatever you don't have on this side. OK, you know, don't worry about it, man, because in the kingdom, you're going to have eternity to enjoy it at its full potential, man. All right. If you want women, you're going to have thousands, maybe millions of wives. All right. You want to travel, you know, but, you know, your financial situation in Babylon or whatever circumstance you're in prevents you from doing that. You're going to be able to travel the universe, man. All right. You want food. You're going to have an endless supply of food. The animals that will be prepared, you know, they're not going to have any blemish. You know, they're not going to have no GMOs. OK, we have all of eternity to, live out our heart's desires. All we got to do is just get through this light affliction right here, man. We got to finish this mission. All right. And everything after that is going to make sense. OK, let's get this real quick. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5:16. It says, therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom. Yeah, you know, that's what the Lord is getting ready to give us, man. You know, if we remain and be patient. OK, see, the thing is you got Jakes that come into this truth. All right. And Jake start getting frustrated because Jake might see what's going on in the world. And Jake could covet after that and be like, man, why can't I have that? You know what I mean? Man, I miss doing that, you know. But, you know, a lot of this shit that we see, you know, in this world is 100% wicked, man. All right. It comes from wicked sources. OK. And a lot of it is just a fantasy. All right. Because what's the point of having all of the riches and, you know, and basically trying to fulfill your heart's desire in this place, but you're still in captivity, man. Your nation is still compromised by Esau, Edom, man. You can't really be free. You still got to abide by the United States Penal Code and shit. You know what I'm saying? This is not a society for a real man. OK, this is not a society for a real man. All right. And, you know, you got Jakes out here that look back because they think that they missing out on something. You ain't missing out on a goddamn thing, man. This world is destroyed. OK, wait for the kingdom. All right. Just wait. OK. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, it's not a good feeling to, you know, continue to go through misfortunate situations for the glory of the Lord. You know what I mean? You know, but it's gonna pay off, man. OK, it's gonna pay off. All right. And for all of eternity, man, we're going to have, you know, we're going to be filled with joy. Everything that we might have wanted to do on this side that's within the righteous guidelines of the Lord, guess what? It's going to be amplified beyond our wildest imaginations, man. OK, that's what the glorious kingdom is. OK, it says, and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand, which represents a respect. OK, you're going to get respect from the Heavenly Father through his only begotten Son. All right. The scriptures talk about how the Lord has respect unto his chosen, unto his elect. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get respect from the Lord, man. All right. That's the highest honor. OK, a man can receive, man. All right. Respect from the highest, man. OK, and that's going to be a good feeling. All right. You know, it's just the respect that you get in this world. I mean, it's not really anything, man. You know, these people out here, you know, they respect the criminal. They you know, Esau glorifies a scoundrel, man. OK, this world respects adultery. You know, niggas be running around talking about, nigga, I'm getting these bitches, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Having sex with other men's wives. And then you got other simple pea-brain niggas that, you know, congratulate a motherfucker like that, man. All right. So you're not going to get no real respect in this society. OK, not righteous respect. All right. But the Lord is going to give us a crown. He's going to give us you know, a pat on the back. All right. And we're going to sit at the table with him and reign over the earth, man. OK, reign over the heathen. All right. Something to wait for. It says, for with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them. OK. Now let's get this real quick. This is 1 Corinthians 15 and 53. It says, for this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. OK, that's what we're getting ready to receive. All right. That's why I say we have eternity to do everything, man, because we're getting ready to receive new bodies. All right. A new mentality. OK. And we're going to create a new world in the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, man. All right. And we're going to live forever. See, right now, you can't process that because we die like men. All right. And that's because we're in sin. OK. Our bodies are programmed to still go off. But when the Lord gives us those new bodies and we become perfect, you know, we'll never die, man. We'll live on forever and ever and ever. OK. Doing everything we want to do. OK. Fulfilling our heart's desire, man. All right. We have eternity to do everything, man. All you got to do is just be patient, man. Whatever you lack on this side, you're going to be able to enjoy it forever, man. All right. But we got to just get through this. We got to get through this stride first. OK. When you think about that, the Lord is really giving us more than a fair deal. OK, it's more than a fair deal. All right. You know, you telling me that all I had to do was, stay faithful for X amount of years, and now I'm getting ready to live forever and be a God on the earth and be a king and be a priest of the Lord's tabernacle. Hey, you can't compare that, man. That's a reward that is priceless, man. Okay? Just remember that when you catching your hell and you complaining, you know what I'm saying, and you want this shit to be over, just remember, man, that, hey, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, okay, is going to set us up forever, man. All right? Just deal with it. Okay? Don't look back. Don't get weak. Don't start, murmuring to the point to where you start getting disenchanted and you start losing faith, because, yeah, this shit is trash, man. All right? It's trash. You know what I'm saying? It's trash. It's like, God damn, man, you can't really establish anything here, man. You know what I mean? The glory of a man is a woman. So the fact that, and it ain't all about the woman. All right. It ain't all about the women. I'm not projecting that, that's what the kingdom is all about. Just get the women. Right. But I mean, it is a truth, man, that, the fact that we've been disconnected from our women. All right. And our women are our greatest enemy. And the average man out here is deprived of a companion. That shit is hell, man. You know what I'm saying? That shit is hell, man. You get a paycheck and, first thing foremost, the basic concept of a fucking paycheck, man. That's ridiculous, man. You give 40 hours of your life, right? 40 hours of your life a week. You know what I'm saying? And you got some people that do more. You got people out here that's putting in 60 hours a week, man. You know what I'm saying? 60 hours a week. You know what I'm saying? And just for you to get a paycheck, and now you got to manage and track your spending. Damn it, I can't afford that. I can't afford this. Or if I spend too much here, then I'll be broke by this day. You know what I mean? If I, if I spend this is going to hurt my chances to get this. All of these worries and all of these goddamn concerns, man, that we have being in this society, being in Babylon the Great, man. You know what I mean? This is all getting ready to be a thing of the past, man. All right. And we will live forever in righteousness. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this last one right here. This is Revelation 21, starting at verse 3. It says, "And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them and be their God." Okay. And it says, "And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes." All right. Meaning that the sorrow and all of the goddamn stress and the worry that we have being in this society is getting ready to be a thing of the past, man. All right. I've mentioned in one of my earlier videos, you're not happy to wake up in this society. Okay. You're not happy to wake up. Okay. If you have knowledge of the Lord, maybe 2/3 is happy to wake up because, nigga wake up and get straight to a blunt. But, when you have knowledge of the Lord, you ain't happy to wake up, man, and go slave your ass off for a corporation. You know what I'm saying? All of that stress, all of that child support, all of that baby mama drama, you know what I mean? Just the madness that we have to endure in this society is getting ready to be a thing of the past, man. All right. And we're going to live out eternity of joy. OK, it says, "And there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away." You see, the former things are passed away, man. And the scriptures talk about, the life that we live right now as a dream that's just getting ready to fade away. OK, in the kingdom. All right. We're going to talk about these moments, right? How we were catching hell and how we were, going through all of these tribulations, and we're going to laugh it off, right? We're going to laugh it off because at that point, we're going to be in our power. All right. We're going to have castles. We're going to have everything we want. You know what I mean? We're going to think back to these times when we were in captivity, and we're going to be laughing at that type of shit, man. Remember that? Remember that, bro? Man, remember them niggas was bugged out? You know what I'm saying? And we not going to have a worry in the world. You see, the Lord is going to set us up safe, man. All right. Verse 5, it says, and he that sat upon the throne said, behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, write, for these words are true and faithful. And he said unto me, it is done. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the water of life freely. Here's the point. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son. You see, you got to overcome. All right. You will inherit all things, man. Eternity, immortality. OK. Slaves. You know what I'm saying? Being a ruler, being a conqueror. OK. Being a real man. All right. Straight up, man. Because in this society, you can't really be no real man. All right. Everything, you know, is catered to a goddamn faggot. You gotta be politically correct with everything. You can't show too much emotion. You can't dance in public because, you know, you hear a good song. You can't start dancing. People might call the police on you, man. That's the type of world we live in. That's how dark and grim this shit is. You know what I'm saying? You out dancing, just enjoying yourself, having a good time, and somebody call the police on you because they think you on drugs or something like that, man. You know what I'm saying? In the kingdom, the whole kingdom, man, you know, we're going to be dancing and, you know, all Israel, man. All right. Our people are going to be restored, you know, and that's another thing that stresses you out when you come into this truth, looking at the deterioration of your people, man, even though they 2/3 and they don't know no better. But it's still a saddening sight to see, man. All right. I don't want to keep looking at that shit, man. I'm tired of seeing my people on the ground, cracked out of their mind. The women of our nation selling their bodies on the corner. You know what I mean? Gangbangers, thugs, right? And it's fucked up because there ain't nothing you could do for them, because when you look at them, you could tell they've been enchanted by Satan. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be a thing of the past, man. All right? Even the common Israelite is going to be rejoicing and you know what I mean? You know, have a good, clean spirit on them. You know, we're going to be able to hang out again with our people, man. You know what I'm saying? Right now, you can't really hang out with Jake. You don't know what the fuck Jake is plotting. You know what I mean? But in the kingdom, man, we going to all hang out, man. All right? Even those that are 2/3 on this side, we going to hang out with them, and we going to, you know what I mean? We going to party, man. We going to have a great time, man. We going to establish the earth in righteousness, man, forever. Forever, man. Okay? We going to get dominion over our enemies. We going to get our payback on Esau for everything he's done. You see? That type of stuff is priceless, man. You can't put a price on that, man. Okay? So, you know, just remember, you know, as we go through these tribulations and shit ain't going our way, just remember, man, hey, we going to have eternity to do everything, man. Okay? All you got to do is just be patient and wait a little longer. All right? Because, you know, it's getting ready to be a forever dominion, a forever bliss of success, joy, and excitement and peace, man. All right. Just got to hold on. Shalom. Shalom.